Welcome back, everybody. Connorvale Park here for seniors night for the men's baseball team. Zach Benoit here on the mic, and it's going to be the Humber Hawks hosting the Durham Lords in a two-game set. It should be an absolute thriller, to say the least. Two teams that have been atop of this OCAA men's baseball standings for the last couple of years. This year, Humber seeing a little bit of regression, a little bit of shock from their team as they're going to finish under 500 for the first time in program history. That has never happened before. It's been a shock throughout the year for the side of the Humber Hawks. For the side of the Durham Lords, they've had a pretty solid year, 6-10, coming into the Hawks' nest here at Connorvale. First pitch by Dylan Clement is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Should be an absolute thriller of a ball game. Again, this is the closing stages of this Humber Hawks baseball team's season. That's another breaking ball in there for another strike. Just missing high. Dylan Clement, first-year player here for the Hawks. He's had a bit of an up-and-down season. 3 appearances, 3 games started, 1 loss on the year. Pitched 12 2/3 of an inning. And the ERA sitting 4.97. Strikeouts 6-1 for the walks as well. This is a line shot in a center field. Jack St. Louis is there to make the running grab. So allowed out number 1, but an out number 1 regardless. We'll bring up Ryan Mattis, right fielder here today. The Hawks, like I mentioned, it's been a up and down season for them. You know, a lot of the veterans on this team discussed with me early in the year, just saying, we don't feel like we're playing our type of game, and they needed a little bit of a reset. And the reset came, but it's just been such an up and down year. Humber all time against the Durham Lords here at Connorvale, they sit 9-8. Lords have a chance to try to recapture that record here at Connorvale. And like I mentioned, the Hawks will finish the regular season in its lowest ever position in the OCAA standings, and it's the first time they have finished the regular season with a losing record. This is a program that has shown dominance for so many years. Last time Humber actually took a game from Durham here at Connorvale was back in 2022. They've dropped 2 straight matchups ever since. This is skied, second base. And looks like that's Duva out there who will make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down here for Humber, and Clement is pitching a solid start here. First pitch in there, strike 1. That just missing inside. They're going to peel down to first. He did not go around. Count here is 1-2 to Eddie Borutsky, left fielder today. And in the dirt, Borutsky not chasing. Just outside. Great pitch, but didn't get the call. Clement, full count pitch coming up here to Borutsky. Gets him swinging. Strike 3. So 1-2-3 go the Durham Lords in the top of the first. Dylan Clement, first-year player. Have yourself a start here. Works it quickly there. Take a look at that inning-ending strikeout. He got Borutsky chasing an off-speed on the outside half. A beautiful pitch. This is a Durham Lords team that has been red hot really all season long. They last loss coming out September 23rd to Sheridan, and since then it's just been victory after victory. 7 straight wins. They started the season a little bit shaky. They started out 0-4. Dropped the first 4 games, dropped 1 to Fanshawe, 2 to Lambton, and then 1 to Fanshawe, and then they split the final 2 between Fanshawe and Lambton. 1-1 against Fanshawe, lost against Lambton, and then 2-game win streak against St. Clair, lost to the Bruins, and then that massive 7-game win streak. That's really what propelled them to the top of these OCAA standings, and it's been a fight, dog fight to say the least. The Hawks, on the other hand, like I mentioned, it's been an up-and-down season for them, not their best by any means, and a lot of question marks of, really what happened? Because coming into the year, this team was looking poised again to have another solid year. And they started the year out right. 2 wins against Sioux College, and then 2 losses, Sheridan, Lambton. Then they got back at Sheridan with 2 wins. Then Fanshawe and St. Clair were the teams that were able to kind of get the better of them. It's been a tough year for the Hawks against Lambton and St. Clair. But they'll end the year here against the Durham Lords, again trying to turn their year around. That'll bring up leadoff man Jack St. Louis, and he has had himself a terrific year. Again, Jack St. Louis, a player that is always at the top of the order, always utilizing his speed. 4th-year player out of Mississauga. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. During the 2024 campaign, St. Louis set a new program record with 17 walks while also tying the record with 3 triples and 13 stolen bases. He is a guy that just gets on base and utilizes that speed. Quickly behind your 0-2. Outside, just missing. Nate Kaczmarek, the pitcher on the opposite side. Trying to work a quick first like his counterpart did, and that's a great start. Off-speed pitch on the inside half gets St. Louis looking. That's early strikeout here for Kaczmarek. Another look at it right here. And it's just a lethal off-speed on the inside half. That'll bring up Xavier Whittle, one of the senior players that will get honored here tonight, playing their final home games here at Connervale Park for their Humber Hawks careers. Skied up, but just behind first base. First baseman will come up and make the catch. That's Eric Smith, and quickly 2 up, 2 down for the Hawks. So in 4 appearances for Kazmarek, he started 2. He has a complete game, and it's a complete game shutout. Also has 1 save on the year. ERA sitting at 1.88, 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's only given up 3 runs, struck out 14. So Durham trying to go with one of their better arms here against the Hawks. This is going to be Callum Blue coming up to bat. Blue, the 3rd-year player. You see him sporting that leg guard there on his, or leg brace, I should say, on the back of the left leg there. He's been known as a pitcher for the Humber Hawks this year, getting more of a role with the bat, trying to generate a bit of a 2-way play. Three and 1 count here to Blue. Patient against Kazmarek. This is a line shot to second, and jumping up, making the play is Jacob Murphy. So 1-2-3 go the Hawks, and it's early stages of a pitcher's duel here in this one. Blue got every stitch of it there, just couldn't elevate it enough to get over the head of Murphy. And Murphy leaves his feet and is able to snag that one out of midair. Again, 0-0 headed to the top half of the second at Connervale Park. Humber and Durham. Hawks looking to try to get close to 500 before the year ends. Again, with only 2 games left, impossible for them to finish 500. And that being the instance, first time in program history, they will miss that 500 mark. It'll be Eric Smith, Malik James, and Ryan McGivney coming up here. Gorgeous night for baseball here at Connervale. Obviously, with the sun still out, feels beautiful, but once that sun goes down, it can get chilly, and it's going to. Weather finally starting to catch up with the season. We are gifted at the start of October with some very, very warm fall days. Now it's getting into that chilly fall evening. This is Eric Smith leading things off. Gonna watch that one go by for a ball. Misses high. That's just outside. Smith, first baseman here for the Durham Lords. Sporting a .395 batting average coming into this one. Chops at this one, fouls into the backstop. 36 hits and 119 at-bats, 5 doubles, 30 RBIs. Biggest thing, he's walked 28 times while only striking out 17. Sees the ball extremely well. Ground ball, hit to Duva. Takes it on the hop. Duva throw to first. In time, good stretch there by Blue. So defense being put on display early on here in this one, and that's exactly what the Hawks will look for. Clement, first pitch, strike here to Malik James. Outside, evened up here, 1-1. That's an off-speed. Ooh, looked like it could have caught the top part of the zone, but says a little bit too high. So head in the count here goes Malik James. How about that from Clement? The first two off-speeds just missed, so why not go right back to it? Evened up, 2-2. Clement trying to continue his hot ways. Sat the first three down in order. He got a ground out of Eric Smith to start the inning, and now he's 2-2 on to Malik James. Here's the pitch. Skied, foul, and way out of play. The 2-2 is just outside. It's a breaking ball that started on the outside half and broke even further. Gets him chasing, strike 3. Dylan Clement has that breaking ball working early here. 2 strikeouts in 2 innings. Another look at it. Pulls the string on James, has him way out in front. McGivney now will come up to bat. Gotta love the umpire's call down there first. Gets into it. The appeal, and he just shouts no. Foul all the way to the backstop. One and one here. Clement has worked quickly so far in this game. Another off-speed line right up the middle, base hit. Ryan McGivney, the back catcher, gets things going here for the side of the Lords, the first base hit of the game. He sat on that breaking ball, and weighted back just enough to the point where he was able to get enough barrel of it to square it right back up the middle. Tristan Deslauriers will come up here. Designated hitter in this one. This is skied shallow center field. St. Louis calls everybody off, and he'll make the easy grab. So not necessarily a 1-2-3 inning, but still working quickly and efficiently is Dylan Clement. 0-0 ball game. Head to the bottom half of the second. Nate Kazmarek back out on the mound here for the side of the Lords, bottom part of the second, excuse me. Durham 0, Humber 0 here at Connervale. It's the final regular season games for the Humber Hawks, their seniors night. Lee Gray will lead things off this inning. It'll be Gray, Duva, and Bowato. Duva up here. Gray not chasing there. Chasing that off speed. As mentioned, Gray serving as the catcher today. The first-year player that's kind of just been thrusted into that starting role, and he's handled it quite well. Gray not chasing that one in the top half of the zone. 2-1. Big cut. So 3-1, 3-2 goes the count. Full now on the Humber Hawks backstop. And Gray way out in front of that off speed. Kazmarek, he is looking just as steady and sound as Dylan Clement so far. Another look at the off speed here. I'll bring up third-year player to Bradford, Isaac Duva. Watches first one go by for ball one. Not chasing outside there is Duva. On the air, Duva hitting .227, but 4 doubles, 10 ribbies, and 10 hits total. He watches that one go by. Counts 2-1 here. Outside corner, called strike 2, so evened up is the count. Duva goes in to protect now. Kazmarek has been really just locked in since the first pitch of this ball game. Here's the 2-2. And out in front of the off-speed, strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the second inning for Kazmarek. Yeah, just has Duva way out in front there. First pitch to Bovado. Catches the inside half. Bovado, you can see, not agreeing with it. Thinks it was a little bit off the plate. Low and inside. That catches the corner again, so Kazmarek, he is working quickly and efficiently. Already ahead here, 0-2 with 2 outs in the second. He gets back on the mound, gets his sign. Here's the delivery. And load away, ball 1. One, 2. Bovado fouls it off, staying alive. And swinging foul tip there from David. Staying alive, putting up a good at-bat here against Kazmarek. Here comes the 1-2. And he gets him chasing off speed again. Nate Kazmarek strikes out the side and looks dominant doing so. Has the hitters all out in front of the breaking ball. This was the first one of Lee Gray. So early on, it's just a pitcher's duel we got ourselves into. Dylan Clement will work into the third inning here. Again, it's been 2 pitchers really just showing their stuff early on. Clement has had that off-speed working for him, picking the corners with his fastball. And for the other side, in Nate Kazmarek, he has just been having these hitters guessing. They don't know what's coming at them. So I read you a couple stats earlier in the ball game, and I won't take credit for finding those. Those were from Humber journalist Fernando. He was the one that provided me with all of them. And another one he provided is Dylan Clement is on the verge of tying his career high in strikeouts. He only has his career high in a game is 3. But he has a chance at breaking that here today. Ground ball hit up the middle. Eguren takes on a hop throw to first. In time. Good pick over there again by Blue. That was Quentin Earl. And again, Caleb Eguren, some of the silkiest hands in the OCAA. But this is the pick at first base. Great job by Callum Blue. It'll be Jacob Murphy, second baseman, coming up here. 8, 9, and 1 were the 3 due up. This is the number 9 hitter. Murphy watches that one go by high. Called strike 1. Clement, again, it's been a good job of him just mixing, not allowing for these Durham Lords to just sit on one pitch. Goes back to the well with the off speed, that time just low. Gray behind the plate will block it with ease. That's skied. Just behind third base. Boato calls off everybody. He'll make the drop step catch. So quickly, 2 outs here in the top half of the third. We're back to the top of the order in Zach Rivers, who lined out on a screamer to Jack St. Louis, his first time up. Rivers batting .255 on the year. Started 14 out of the 15 games he's appeared in. This one, ground ball hit to Eguren, takes it, throw on the run, and it's in time. How about the defensive masterclass out of number 2, Caleb Eguren? Silky smooth hands and a beautiful throw over to first, ends the side. Another 3 up, 3 down here for the side of the Durham Lords. So again, this is another look at the play that just happened, and again, Eguren with a solid toss over. Good stretch once more by Callum Blue. We head to the bottom of the third. 0-0 score in this one. Humber, they will send their 7, 8, 9 hitters, Marcus Herbach, Parker Deans, and Caleb Eguren to the dish here. Marcus Herback coming up here. Lead things off, the number 7 hitter in this Humber Hawks lineup today. This is lifted, but foul. Outside, not. The umpires are having fun. Oh, man, not sure if our microphones picked that one up, but they asked for the appeal down to first, as this one's grounded right up the middle. Chopper to short, bobbled, and safe at first is Herback. Just to finish the thought, they asked for the appeal down to first, the home play umpire that is, and he asked his partner, did he go? And the other ump said, don't yell at me. He did not. Parker Deans will come up here. First-year player of Orangeville, Ontario. Squaring a bunt, but pulls it back, still catches a corner of the zone for strike one. Swinging at that one, so quickly 0-2. You can see the third baseman moving back. Malik James was playing in for the bunt. Blown away, ball. Good eyes there by Deans. One and two. Deans, ground ball, but pulled foul. So they'll do it all over again. Here's the pitch to Deans. Line drive up the middle. Taken on hop, steps on second for one, throw to first in time. Quentin Earl does it all himself, redeems himself after the error, and it's a quick double play. Caleb Urin, one of the players that's getting honored here today for seniors night. Again, that will be happening between the two games. Chasing that one, 1-1. Just missing inside. Lifts this in a center field, but going back and making the grab is Zach Rivers. So it's a leadoff error by the shortstop, Quentin Earl, but he makes up for it with a ground ball, double play. Here's another look at it. It was A ground ball right to second base. Earl just steps on the bag, fires to first, and is able to get the single-handed 6-3 double play. After 3, we go to the 4th. It's a 0-0 game, and minimal damage has been done here. Nate Kazmarek has faced the minimum and hasn't given up a hit just yet. He gave up that error right there. That's the only base runner, but it got erased almost immediately. And on the other side, Dylan Clement, he's given up one hit, and it was to Ryan McGivney. We're locked into a good ball game here, folks. Again, Humber, this is their final 2 games of the season. It's also seniors night. Clement will face 2, 3, 4. Ryan Mattis, Eddie Barutsky, and Eric Smith here in this one. Ryan Mattis popped out to second base in his first plate appearance. This is high and away, ball 1. That off speed doesn't catch the corner. That fastball does. Good job by Clement. Paints the same corner twice, just 2 different pitches, 2 different speeds. In the dirt. Here's a 3-1. Lifted, high out of play, foul. So coming back and working the count to full is Clement. Clement gets his pitch. Here's the delivery. Low inside, ball 4. Mattis works the walk.
Now batting for the Lords, left fielder number 18, Eddie Barutsky.
That's the first leadoff man to reach base so far in this game for either side. It took us 4 innings, but we are finally here. Eddie Barutsky struck out swinging his last time up. His pitchers haven't really had to work out of the windup so far today, and that's right to the backstop. Off to second in there standing is Mattis. So he works out of the windup for the second time in this game, and the first pitch is sailed over the head of Lee. It ticks off his glove. 1-0 count. Squaring a bunt late, but it hits the runner. He was still in the box when it hit him, though, so he's not recorded as out. One on one count. Clement facing danger for the first time in this game. Has a runner on second, nobody out. Skied over towards the fence. Gray calls for it. Man, I can't see if he made the catch or not. We have a tent in our way. And I don't believe he did. Just missing it was Lee Gray. So staying alive is Eddie Barutsky. Another look at it here on a different angle. And oh, it was just a miscommunication between two players. Looked like Callum and Gray both converged on it. Here comes the 1-2 from Clement. Time is going to be called. And another disengagement here. So Durham threatening for the first time in this ball game. Clement trying to work out of any kind of danger. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Lined. Foul. Barutsky staying alive here in this one. Not making it easy. Here's the pitch. Gets the outside corner. Strike three. Clement, his third strikeout of the ball game, matches his career high in a game, and this is another look at it. Good job by Lee Gray behind the plate to frame that one on the outside half. High inside. So if you're just tuning in, this is what you've missed so far. It's been a pitcher's duel between Kazmarek and Clement. First base runner to touch second has been Ryan Mattis, who you see right there on the right side of your screen. Worked a walk, advanced to second on a pass ball. And I wonder if Lee Gray called time in a meeting on the mound here like this because Mattis was possibly giving some things away at second. The Hawks, you can see, they use a very old, I guess you could say old approach to giving signs. You know, nowadays you see pitch comm everywhere, but Humber, they have sequences. And a couple times in this inning, it was Clement and Gray that were not really on the same page with the pitch. Clement would step off, and that time they just kind of have a conversation on the mound to say, hey, we got to change up what we're throwing down here. This time they agree on it. Here comes Clement with the 1-0. This is a line shot into center field. It is deep. St. Louis there to make the catch. Mattis was not tagging. As Blue and Boato collide a little bit. And Boato was calling Blue off, and Callum said no. So it was a loud, long out number 2 from Eric Smith. St. Louis tracked that down and then overthrew Eguren, and this was the play. Boato says, I got it, and stayed down the whole time. Couple loud contacts from the side of the Lords, but nothing to really show for early on here. Again, they still have a runner in scoring position at second in Mattis. He's getting a little antsy out there. Malik James steps up, and he struck out swinging his last time. He's swinging early in this one as well. Clement gets his sign. Here's the delivery. Taken off for third is Mattis. Throw down. Not in time. Ryan Mattis swipes third, and he has been antsy on those base paths all inning long. It pays off. He takes third. 1-1 count here to Malik James. In the dirt, gets by him. Here comes Mattis. And the Lords, the first ones to strike. That run fully utilized by Ryan Mattis. Worked a walk to lead off this inning. Took off for second on a pass ball, stole third, and then takes off for home on another pass ball. It's the old saying in baseball, leadoff walks are killer, and it showed right there for the Hawks. That was the first time the leadoff batters reached base between Humber and Durham, and that leads to the first run of the ball game. James swings through that breaking ball, evened up 2-2 here. Hawks looking for any kind of offense. Durham looking to try to add on. That's in the dirt, full count. He's already tied his career high in strikeouts in a game. Can he break it? Here's the 3-2. Gets him swinging. Yes, he can. Dylan Clement is through 4. He's given up 1, but he struck out 4. A new career high in a game for number 23, first-year player for the Hawks. So that last half inning was just worked beautifully by Ryan Mattis. You see there, he stole third base, and then this was another breaking ball by Clement where he just got it low, and Lee Gray lost track of it. Mattis saw it the entire way because that ball didn't go that far, but Mattis spotted it early and took off for home, and that's where we stand. 1-0 ball game between these two teams. It's been a pitching performance out of Nate Kazmarek and Dylan Clement. Those two have just been red hot on the mound. Kazmarek has looked steady. He's faced the minimum through 3. He'll have the top of the order coming up in St. Louis, Whittle, and Blue. So we're back to the top of the order. Jack St. Louis coming up. That's an off speed to start things off in there for strike one. So wasting no time is Kazmarek. St. Louis struck out looking, and it was a nasty breaking ball that got him looking to open up this ball game. That pitch outside, Kazmarek just pulled it a little bit. Squaring a bunt, but pulls it back in time is St. Louis. That was a breaking ball that just didn't break down. Chasing outside, even up 2-2. Humber looking to try to get a leadoff base runner here. They need it desperately. Have some big bats coming up behind St. Louis. They know his speed is amazing. And that's just a good spoil pitch. A beautiful off speed on the outside half by Kazmarek, and St. Louis just cuts his swing down completely to make contact, foul it off, and get himself another pitch here in this at-bat. Two. Here it comes from Kazmarek. St. Louis, a ground ball hit to short. Taken on the hop, throw across the diamond's going to be wide, and that's a leadoff base runner for the side of the Hawks. The throw by Zach Rivers, wide once again. His second error of the ball game. You see he bobbled one earlier in the infield. This time it's a throwing error. And I'll bring up Xavier Whittle, who has been one of, if not the most dangerous hitters in the OCAA. Whittle leads the team, 4 home runs. He also has 12 RBIs, batting .419 on the year. He has had another sensational campaign for the Humber Hawks. Because Merrick will just step off. I think the home plate umpire was saying that because Merrick has to come out of his delivery there. If he steps off, he stayed with his hands together in his glove. Big deep breath, Kazmarek. This is lifted to center field, but it's going to hang up there. Excuse me, Zach Rivers out there in center field will make the catch. Quentin Earl is the shortstop. So on the game, to correct myself from earlier, it's actually Quentin Earl who has the 2 errors. The throwing error there, and then the fielding error where he bobbled it through the field, and that allowed Marcus Herbach to get on safely. Blue lifts this in a left field. It's slicing, it's deep, it's back, and it's hopping all the way down to the fence. St. Louis on his horse, getting the wave on from third. Play at the plate's not going to be in time. RBI double, Callum Blue. That ball was absolutely laced into left field, and Blue knots this game back up 1-1. So the Hawks have finally been able to break through. They get their first hit of the ball game, and it's a loud one, a line drive by Callum Blue. This is going to bring up the Hawks' most dangerous batter in the sense of RBIs. Lee Gray leads the team with 17 RBIs. Next closest is Justin Groves with 13. And this is dropping down into left field. Callum is getting the wave. Now he'll get the stop sign. The throw cut off by Malik James. So runners on the corners now for Isaac Duva.
For Humber, second baseman, number 7, Isaac Duhigg.
They say hitting is contagious, and it's looking like that's the case. A throwing error to start the inning allowed Jack St. Louis on base. Xavier Whittle looked like he just missed his 5th home run of the year. He smoked one to center field, but Zach Rivers out there was able to make the play. And it's been back-to-back base hits by Blue and Gray. Now it's Isaac Duva coming up here. Taking off for second, and in there standing is Gray, so no more double play. The most runs that Kazmarek has given up in an outing has been 2. He gave up 1 against Lambton, 2 against Sheridan, and that's it. That is all the damage that he has given up so far this year. The Humber Hawks have really found a way to strike. Here in the 4th, 2 in scoring position. They've tied this game up 1-1. Duva has a great chance to add on as that pitch is in the dirt, 1-2. Duva chases that one, strike 3. It's another off speed.
Batting next, the third baseman, number 12, David Boato.
5th strikeout of the ball game for Kazmarek. David Boato coming up here. Boato hitting .324 on the season. He has 1 homer. Hawks as a team have 9 total. Again, usually don't hit a lot of home runs here at Connervale. Deep fences, 330 to the corners, 402 to center field. So if you want to get a hold of one, you really got to get a hold of it. Outside, not chasing. One and 2 here on Boato, who lines this in a right field down for a base hit. That's going to cash 1. Here comes Gray coming around third into home. Not going to be in time. David Boato clears the bases. It's a 2 RBI single for number 12.
Batting next, right fielder, number 13, Marcus Humber.
So after facing the minimum through 3, the Hawks have finally gotten to Nate Kazmarek. Marcus Herback, the 3rd-year player, step up here. He reached base last time via an error on Earl. Taking off for second is Boato, and he's in there, safe. Head first slide, so that's going to be a straight stolen base for David Boato, his 6th of the season. The man that leads it, stop me if you've heard this before, Jack St. Louis. He has 13 stolen bases on the year. Kuzmarek trying to get out of this inning, but it has been a loud one from the side of the Hawks. That's in there, strike two. Taking off for third, and Bowado's in there safe. The ball's going to end up in left field. The throw to the plate, not going to be in time. David Bowado takes two bases and then takes home. Hawks extend their lead. It is now 4-1. So have yourself an inning here, number 12, David Bowado. Again, Bowado, one of the players that is going to be honored between the games here for seniors night. And he's making sure his last time here at Connervale is a memorable one. High to the backstop. Count runs here. Full 3-2. Lifts this into the right center gap, but it's going to tail, hold up, and catch is made out there by Ryan Mattis. The Hawks strike for four, a huge answer back inning here against the Durham Lords. They lead it 4-1 as we head to the top part of the fifth. So this is how the offense happened. It all started with Callum Blue, who lined a ball to left field off the wall. That cashed the tying run. But then it was just the Humber Hawks bats that came alive. Callum got everything started, and then David Bowado, who had himself an inning, cashed in two. And then he proceeded to do it himself. Stole second, stole third, and then took home on the wild pitch. You see here, the throw just sailing into left. Bowado taking off for home. Two stolen bases and advancing on a error by the catcher. David Bowado just had himself an inning.
For the Lords, number 37, Ryan McGivney.
Dylan Clement had a lengthy time down in the bottom half of that fourth inning. He comes back out here after having himself a solid fourth, where, yes, he did give up the go-ahead run at the time, but then he proceeded to answer that back with a strikeout looking, a fly out to center field, and then a strikeout to Malik James. The run came across on a wild pitch to Malik James. Ryan McGivney not agreeing with that strike two call. He kind of just waved off the umpire. Outside. Count evened up here, 2-2. Clement. Here's the pitch. This is lifted right behind first base. Duva calls off everyone, and he'll make the catch.
Batting next, the designated hitter, number 13, Tristan Deslauriers.
Tristan Deslauriers coming up here, and again, another player that's 0 for 1. It's been a sensational pitching matchup. So fun to watch. This is the kind of baseball that is just so entertaining as a fan. This is lifted into right field deep. Going back on the run, making the grab is Marcus Herback.
Batting next, the shortstop, number
Credit to
84,
Tristan Deslauriers. He smoked that ball to the right center gap, but Herback tracked it back beautifully and extended fully to make that catch. That'll bring up the shortstop, Quentin Earl, who, again, it's been a tough go of things for him here today. 2 errors that has led to runs. Ground ball hit to Caleb Aguirre. Aguirre's throw to first. Oh, it's in the dirt. Can't be picked by Blue. Taken off for second is Earl. He's in there standing. So that'll go down as a throwing error on Caleb Aguirre.
Batting next, the second baseman, number 7, Jacob Murphy.
So it's the number 9 here, Jacob Murphy, who comes up here with an opportunity to try to answer back for the Lords. Obviously, that's the last thing that Clement would want here. Hopefully, was hoping that that ground ball to the shortstop, Aguirre, was out number 3. That catches the corner for strike 1, excuse me. Here's the pitch from Clement. Gets it there. So counts 1-2. Clement, can he battle out of this inning after the error that led to Earl standing on second? Here's the 1-2. Smoked to center field. Going back is St. Louis. He has room, though, and he'll make the catch. Dylan Clement. He is pitching sensational through 5. He's given up 1 on 1 hit. Humber will look to extend their lead as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning here at Connervale. Don't go anywhere. Parker Deans will lead things off. Maybe, just maybe, one of the best walk-up songs on the team. It's bringing Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake. Instant classic. It's the final regular season home game of the Humber Hawks OCAA season. Again, the Hawks have not had a year that they are proud of. They feel that this could have been a lot better of a season for them. They came out strong, and then things kind of derailed. They tried to get back on foot, and it just didn't feel like the Humber Hawks we've seen for so many years. This one, Dean's just missing inside. Even on the side of Durham, they started off the year ice cold, and there were questions of what is going on in the OCAA men's baseball scene, because you had teams like Lambton and Fanshawe really stepping up, as Deans watches that one go by for strike 3. Durham really shut down any concerns after that 7-game win streak they went on. Again, they dropped their first 4 of the season, and the first 2 weren't really particularly close. A 14-8 loss to Fanshawe, a 7-0 loss to Lambton, and then a 4-10 loss, or a 10-4 loss to Lambton. Granted, they got it close against Fanshawe in their doubleheader on the 13th. They lost the first game 8-6, but then they turn it around. They get a win. They drop another one to Fanshawe, or to Lambton, so they lost that season series. But then they started to play really, really good baseball, and baseball we're so used to seeing out of the Durham Lords. This is a ground ball hit to third. James knocks it down, but he can't hold on to it. Caleb is going to be in there with this infield single.
Batting next, the center fielder number 18, Jack St. Louis.
In the month of October, here's some wild numbers. They've played 4 games. This is the Durham Lords. 4 games, and they've scored double digits and mercied every team. Back on October 2nd, they played Humber, 13-3 win. Then they played the Sioux Cougars 3 times, a 12-2 win, 10-0 win, and a 12-2 win. "47 runs scored and 7 runs given up in the month of October. They turned that calendar, and they have been playing sensational baseball. They had a shootout against Sheridan on the 30th. That was a 17-11 win. But again, this team, it was an ice-cold start. There were questions, what's going on up there in Lambton and Fanshawe, as those teams have been relatively good all year long. Have the reins finally been passed down? But then the Durham Lords really turned it around, and they did a nice job. Again, that big 7-game win streak has put them right back into contention to have the best record in the OCAA. Humber will finish around the middle of the pack. Runner takes off, and it's a beautiful hit and run. St. Louis does a great job lifting that. Egerin is going to be on his way to third. And maybe a picture-perfect hit and run right there out of the Hawks.
Number 20, the Big X, Xavier Winton.
Whittle, ground ball to the hole on the left side, and that's going to be an infield single and an RBI for Xavier Whittle, who we're so used to seeing him hit those deep into left field. That time he says, hey, I can play small ball too. Just hits it right into the ground, into the perfect side. So the Hawks extend their lead on the RBI single from Xavier Whittle. Bring up Callum Blue, who got the party started back in the fourth. That screaming double into left field. St. Louis standing at second, Whittle standing at first. St. Louis terrific speed, as this is to first and through for another base hit. St. Louis getting the wave on home. Whittle's going to third, no play at home. It's another RBI for Callum Blue.
Another run on the board. 6 runs now for Humber Hawks.
Not only is it great base running of Jack St. Louis, it's great base running to go first to third from Xavier Whittle. And the Hawks have blown it open here in the bottom of the fifth. It is 6-1, and they're still threatening. Their most dangerous RBI man coming up to the plate in Lee Gray leads the squad with 17, but at this point, Callum Blue is starting to threaten a little bit. He started the day at 7. He currently sits at 9 now. Xavier Whittle is also amongst leaders there. He had 12 coming in today, now sits at 13. Gray watches that one go by for strike 2. So behind in the count, 0-2 here is Lee Gray. Outside, Kazmarek, he's made good pitches. It's just the Hawks have found the holes in the infield here this inning. Caleb Eguren hit one to third base. Malik James dove for it, laid all out. He just couldn't hold on to it. He had to extend fully. And then same thing with Xavier Whittle. And interesting call there. So it was a very, very late strike 3 call
Batting next, the second baseman.
as Lee Gray strikes out looking. So that's a huge strikeout for Nate Kazmarek, who again in this ballgame, this is the most runs he's given up all year. This is actually more runs than he's given up total all year, as Duva lines one into right field and it's down for a base hit. Blue is going first to third. Duva is sliding back in. It's an RBI single for number 7. Here's the man that got the offense sparked in that fourth inning. David Boato hit the go-ahead 2 RBI single and then proceeded to swipe 2 bags and score on a wild throw down to third. Has an opportunity to extend this lead even more. It is a 7-1 lead after what looked like Nate Kazmarek was not going to give up anything. He looked terrific through 4. The Hawks have finally gotten to him here. It's another big inning. Humber threatening for their second consecutive 4-run inning. Here's the pitch. This is smoked in a right center field. Going back is Mattis, and he'll make the grab. Bowato lifts it all the way to the warning track in right. But Mattis going back makes it. But Humber have answered again, 7-1 as we head to the top half of the sixth. The Hawks, their bats have come alive. This was the infield hit I was talking about where, because Merrick was just getting unlucky. Whittle couldn't have placed this any more perfect. Even if Earl comes up making a throw, I don't think he's getting anybody. And then this is the hit from Callum Blue. Hit it on the screws, and it was just a bouncing ball through the hole. Whittle went first to third as the run comes in to score from second in Jack St. Louis. But Humber's offense has come out to play here in this one. Well, if you're a MLB fan, it's no score on the bottom of the second, Phillies and Dodgers. And if you are an MLB fan, you know that the Toronto Blue Jays have officially punched their ticket to the ALCS, beating the Yankees in 4. Big victory out of the Jays down in New York last night. They get the well-deserved break, and they await the winner of Seattle and Detroit, which is going to be a fun one for sure. But here at the Hawks Nest, or Connorvale Park, I should say, it is 7-1 for the Hawks over the Durham Lords. As this is a line drive in a right field, and it'll be down for a base hit, a leadoff base hit here for Zach Rivers. And let's see if this trend continues, where if the leadoff man reaches, he comes around to score. So far in the ball game, 2 for 2. Durham cashed in the first run of the ball game after Ryan Mattis led off the fourth with a walk, and then Humber answered right on back. They scored Jack St. Louis in the fourth with a leadoff error. This pitch outside, missing. Snap throw over to first, not in time. Looks like the bullpen is getting active for the Durham Lords. Can't see who's warming up right now. That's low inside by Clement. Max Kepler just made one of the best catches I've ever seen. Diving to his left. High outside, 3-0 here by Clement. Mattis watches that one go by, so Clement gets back in the count, 3-1. Humber look like they have the bullpen going as well. Some double barrel action. 2 arms are up and throwing. Oh, never mind, just one. Excuse me. There's 3 players just standing beside the mound. Another pick off to first, not going to be in time. Called strike 2. Looked like another 2-seamer that just ran off to the outside corner and it connected that time. So from 3-0 to 3-2, Clement trying to get Ryan Mattis out for a second time in this ball game. Here's the 3-2. Runner takes off. Ground ball hit to first. Blue takes it, runs to first, and he gets there in time. Callum Blue, great defensive showing, immediately turns to the runner and says, hey, didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy. Runner will advance to second as well, and yeah, you can see there's no intent to make collision. It's just 2 players going for a bag. Rivers advances to second on the play, and that'll bring up Eddie Borutsky. Borutsky, who's 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout swinging and strikeout looking. This just misses. In the dirt, good block there by Gray. Ground ball hit to second. Duva has to charge it quickly, throw to first in time. They get a speedy Borutsky. Rivers advances over to third.
Up next for Durham, first baseman number 22, Eric Smith.
Bring up Eric Smith here. That just misses inside on Smith. How about the game out of Dylan Clement? Holding a Durham lineup who has been red hot in the month of October to 1 run through 5 2/3 so far. That misses high, 2-1. He's given up 2 hits, 1 to Ryan McGivney back in the second, and then here in this inning, it was a single by Zach Rivers. Other than that, the only other base runner was Ryan Mattis, who scored. And he scored after stealing third and taken home on the wild pitch. Three and one now to Eric Smith. And that'll be a walk to number 22.
Batting next, the third baseman number 15, Malik James.
Malik James coming up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. It's been 2 strikeouts swinging for number 15. That just misses inside. So a couple of these breaking balls that we've seen been called on the corners, not being called here. The Hawks have a 7-1 lead in the 6th. Clement trying to work out of any danger here. This is a ground ball hit right back to Dylan Clement. Throw to first in time. And he strands runners on the corners through 6. It's Hawks 7, Durham 1.
All it takes is a downtown bar. All it takes is some neon stars. A little you, a little me, in the same vicinity. And it's on. Everyone is the first last time. Walk away, then we hit rewind. A little touch, a little buzz. Don't know what keeps keeping it up. Is it your heart or mine? Is it whiskey or wine? Is it something in the night making us wanna cross that line? Playing with fire, ain't too behind. It's just now pitching for the Lords, number 6, Dylan Asink. We say that it ain't no thing. We say it, then the telephone rings. Hello, are you home?
So we have a new pitcher coming to the ball game here for the Durham Lords. And it's going to be number 6, Dylan Asinick. So they go for a strong throwing lefty in Asinick.
Now batting for Humber, right fielder number 13, Marcus Herbeck.
It's going to be Herback, Deans, and Eguren here in the 6th. Hawks looking for any insurance runs in this bottom half. Again, they lead this one by a wide margin, 7-1. They've come out swinging here in the final regular season games of the year. Lifted in a shallow left center field, and coming in is Rivers. He'll make the grab, calls everyone off. That's out number 1.
Batting next, the left fielder number 17, Parker Deans.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah. Especially when it's behind your back.
And I like this. There's a meeting on the mound, so that means we get more JT.
It's like,
And if you're not a fan of JT, what are you doing? Justin Timberlake, instant classics. That gets called strike 2 on the outside half here to Deans. Deans 0 for 2. He's one of 2 Hawks that are yet to get a base hit here in this ball game. chases that high heat there. Asnick working quickly. So, excuse me, now the count goes 1-2. That's inside, running full. Lined it right back, so he's timed it up, just missed the barrel there, gone underneath it a bit. Doesn't chase it high, he works the walk.
Batting next, shortstop number 2, Caleb Igueres.
So Deans works a 1-out walk, and it's Caleb Eguren up to bat here. Pickoff move over to first, and in back in time is Deans. Again, it's a lefty on the mound now, so you gotta be prepared if you're the Hawks. With him thrown on over. This is high and outside onto Caleb. 1 for 2 on the day is the Hawks shortstop. He singled and scored back in the 5th. Doesn't chase there. Two and one count here. Asnick trying to get out of danger, and he gets Caleb swinging there. 2-2. Two and two count here to the Hawks. Shortstop number 2. And he fouls it off, punches it out of play. Inside, and that's off the glove of the catcher to the backstop. Ooh, and it looks like the catcher might have actually hurt himself, and Ryan McGivney favoriting that left foot a little bit. He came up hopping when he picked up that ball. So not sure if it's his foot or if it's his knee. He just keeps kind of lifting up that leg, still favoriting it a little bit. It looks like it's the knee. So he's just trying to walk it off, but this is an interesting scene. Obviously, you never want to see injuries happen to a player, and we hope that he's okay. Just what does the depth for catching look like here for the side of Durham? McGivney has had a pretty decent day. 1 for 2 on the day. He singled. He got the first hit of the ball game, which was a line drive right through the middle. This is lifted over to right field. If it stays fair, it's a base hit, but no, it's going to tail and go foul. Eguren swinging there, and he's down on strikes.
Batting next for Humber, number 18, Jack Seeds.
So we're back to the top of the order in Jack St. Louis. Here's the strikeout to Eguren. Asnick just paints the outside half there. Fourth-year player to Mississauga, Jack St. Louis. He has been so good yet again today. This is a pass ball. Advancing up to third here is Parker Deans, who has quietly run the bases well here in this inning. St. Louis opportunity to try to drive in an insurance run here in the bottom of the sixth. Again, Hawks looking for anything they can muster. They have some dangerous bats coming up. Callum Blue and Xavier Whittle waiting in the wings. As this is a chopper over to third and foul, though. St. Louis trying to continue this offensive momentum the Hawks have been on for the past 2 innings. This pitch is high, missing. Three and two. Here's the pitch. Popped up, infield. Second baseman's going to be calling everybody off, and he'll make the grab. So down to the final 3 outs of this one. The Hawks will go to the top of the 7th with a 7-1 lead. Durham will look to try to stay alive somehow here in this one. Mark Risotto, the third-year player of Toronto, will come in to pitch here. He'll get the job to close the door here on the Durham Lords. Risotto, that side-winding kind of release that he has. Risotto, the first pitch of his appearance here is inside ball one. We are underway in the seventh. It's been a fun one to say the least. The Hawks, their offense has finally come alive here. Pitch right down the middle, called strike one. Two and one count here to Ryan McGivney. And it's going to be a bit interesting. We saw midway through that last inning on defense, he went to get a pass ball, and he was kind of shaking out his leg a little bit. So anything that's hit on the infield, it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to leg it out down the line. He'll work a leadoff walk.
Batting next, the designated hitter, number 13, Tristan Deslaurier.
Tristan Deslaurier lifted a deep fly ball to right field his last time up. It was a great catch out there by Marcus Herback. The line for Dylan Clement is done. He had a stellar day. 6 innings of 2 hits, 1 run baseball. Struck out 4, which is a new career high. But really, it was just a shutout appearance from the young man. Risotto trying to work out of it here. He's evened it up again 1-1, but he's already given up 1 walk. Line shot to third, and it's a fair ball. Boato played it late, and it hopped right inside fair territory, then over that base. So that's an infield single.
24, Quinton Earl.
Quinton Earl now will come up to bat, and Durham have some life here in the 7th. Another look at it right down the line, and it hits fair into foul territory, but that's going to be a fair ball all day. So finding the gaps here are the Durham Lords. Risotto starts another batter off 1-0. So we have a pinch runner coming on here for the Lords. It's going to be number 9, Jonas Felix. This is shot right through the hole on the right side. 1 run's going to come in to score. Second runner's getting the wave to third. Quinton Earl has himself an RBI single, and it's now 7-2 here in the 7th.
Batting next, number 7, Jacob Murphy.
A leadoff walk in back-to-back singles here have the Durham Lords slowly cooking with something. Humber trying to secure their 7th win of the year. That's in there, strike one. Ground ball pulled right side through the hole again. So it's another RBI single. And it's now a 4-run lead.
Up next for Humber, correction, up next for Durham, center fielder number 4, Zach Rivers.
We're back to the top of the order here. Zach Rivers, who's 1 for 3 on the day and singled last time up, will come up with an opportunity to continue to roll this train here for the side of the Lords. It's 7-3 for the Hawks. No outs here in the 7th. First pitch by Rosado's in there for strike one. Chases that one quickly behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Rivers. Inside. Call the ball. Popped up. Foul territory. Going over his blue. And he won't be able to make the catch. Never mind. The ball went out of play. Ground ball, but hit foul. One, two. Here to Rivers. Rosado looking for a big out, number one. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, not chasing, even up 2-2. Hawks lead at 7-3. No outs here in the 7th. Here's a 2-2. Lifted to center field. St. Louis giving it a chase, but it's going to be Herback making the catch. Runner from second tags and advances, so it's going to be runners on the corner, 1 out here. A lengthy at-bat by Zach Rivers results in a flyout to Marcus Herback.
Batting next, right fielder number 5, Ryan Mattis.
Ryan Mattis coming up 0 for 2, but he walked and scored the first run in this ball game back in the 4th. Ground ball hit to first. Passed. Oh, no, excuse me. Blue actually gets to it. What a play by Callum. The way he went down and his glove flipped, thought it might have snuck through, but no. Callum Blue displaying some defensive masterclass over there at first. Another look, and it dives to his right. And he's able to get there. One run does come across. Eddie Borutsky. That just missing high and away. One 0. Just outside 2-0. Rosado trying to close the door here. 2 outs. It's a 3-run lead for the Hawks. He steps off. That pitch just low, so it's quickly 3-0. Three 0 is in there, 3-1. Three 2. Rosado battling back here from a 3-0 deficit. One strike away are the Humber Hawks. Here's the 3-2. Lifted to center field. Shallow. St. Louis coming in. Dive, and he'll make the grab. Jack St. Louis displays the defense, and the Hawks hold on and are able to take it 7-4 in 7.
Final score, Humber 7.
Really, if you were to look at a player of the game, easily would go to David Bowato or Callum Blue, who just had themselves a day at the plate. Here's another look at the diving grab by Jack St. Louis. And Humber will take the first game of 2 here against the Durham Lords. Don't go anywhere. More action to come here from Connervale Park. Go get yourself a snack. Go use the bathroom. If you have a dog, go walk your dog. Be a good, responsible parent. But come back here for game number 2 of the Humber Hawks versus the Durham Lords here at Connervale.
it's time for our senior night ceremony. And I know it's a doubleheader, so I'll just make this as quick as possible. Presenting the ceremony awards, we have our athletic director, Ray Chateau, and the head coach for Humber College baseball program, Troy Black. All right, our first senior, younger, Peterborough's finest. Grit, hustle, and passion have left a mark on the Hawks' diamond. Whether launching clutch hits or making heads-up plays in the field, Jack always brought his best. Thank you, Jack, for your dedication. A 2023 silver medalist and a 2025 OCAA All-Academic Senior number 3, Jack Young. Up next, Ale, whose arm has been a key piece of our pitching staff and whose resilience has defined his time as a Hawk. Whether shutting down opponents late or battling through tough innings, Eric's determination has inspired his teammates. Thank you, Eric, for your toil, leadership, and heart. A 3-time OCAA silver medalist, 2022 OCAA All-Academic, 2023 Humber Hawks Spirit Award, Senior number 6, Eric Alcaraz. Next up, Riz, whose steady presence on the mound and in the field anchored this Hawk squad through every challenge. His poise, consistency, and competitive spirit made him a trusted teammate in big moments. Thank you for your unwavering dedication to Humber baseball. A 2023 OCAA silver medalist and a 2024 OCAA All-Academic Senior number 22, Mark Risotto. Up next, Gio, a Hawk whose bat and arm have consistently energized the lineup and defense. His power at the plate, strong outfield play, and unrelenting work ethic have made him a cornerstone of the team. Thank you, Giuseppe, for your passion, leadership, and everything you have given to Humber Baseball. 3-time OCAA silver medalist and a 2023 OCAA All-Academic Senior number 30, Giuseppe Siska. Next up, tonight we honor the Big X, a stand-up player whose impact on the Humber Hawks baseball program goes far beyond the stat sheet. Known for his clutch hitting, Xavier brought leadership energy and a relentless work ethic every time he took the field. His time as a Hawk, he's been a true competitor. Thank you, Xavier, for your dedication. Once a Hawk, always a Hawk. A 2023 OCAA silver medalist, 2024 OCAA First Team All-Star, 2024 Humber Spirit Award, and a 2025 Humber Baseball Coach's Pick, Senior number 20, the Big X, Xavier Whittle. JD. Joining the Hawks in 2023, JD has shown passion, leadership, and dedication to this program. Thank you for representing the H, Poppy. Personal accolades, a 2023 silver medalist, senior number 4, Juan Diego Lagunes.
Atta boy, JD. Here we go, Papi.
Next up, Davy Boato. A true team player whose consistency and dedication have quietly powered the Hawks throughout his career. Whether at the plate or in the field, David brought reliability, energy, and a team-first mentality every day. Your impact has been felt far beyond the box score. Thank you, David. 3 times OCAA silver medalist, 2022 OCAA First Team All-Star, 2023 OCAA Second Team All-Star, and a 2025 OCAA All-Academic Senior number 12, David Boato! And last but definitely not the least, Captain Groves. League MVP, a slugger whose bat has electrified our lineup and whose versatility in the field has given us depth and energy. His consistency and competitive fire have inspired his teammates every game. Thank you, Justin, for your heart, hustle, and commitment to Humber baseball. A 2-time OCAA silver medalist and a lot of personal accolades to go for. 2024 OCAA Player of the Year, 2-time OCAA First Team All-Star, 2022 OCAA Second Team All-Star, 2025 Doug Fawkes Award of Distinction, 2024 Humber Leadership Award, 2025 Humber Baseball MVP, and 2023 Humber Baseball Coaches Pick, Senior number 8, Justin Groves. Let's give it up once again for our seniors. Jack Young, Eric Alcaraz, David Boato, JD, Mark Risotto, Justin Groves, Xavier Whittle, and Giuseppe